Let's see what they have said here. Let the mean of n terms be x bar. If the first term is increased by 1, second is increased by 2, and the process is going on, what is the new mean? Okay, they have given us options over here. Is it x bar plus n whole divided by 2, x bar plus n plus 1 by 2, or x bar plus n minus 1 by 2? Okay, so I have to find the new mean. How am I going to do that? Well, first of all, we have to recall what was the formula for mean, isn't it? So let's start by doing that. What was the formula for mean? Mean basically is average, right? And you have studied average in your earlier classes also. You have studied mean in your sequence and series chapter also. Mean is basically summation of all the data divided by number of terms, right? So this is the formula for mean. Okay, so x bar is known to me. It's the initial mean. What they have done is that they have increased the first term by 1. That means if x1 was my first term, it has been increased by 1. So now it's x1 plus 1. Similarly, x2, the second term, is increased by 2. So it will become x2 plus 2. x3 will become x3 plus 3 and so on. That means if I have to find my new mean, my new data will be xi plus I, isn't it? If I put I as 1, I'll get my first term as x1 plus 1. If I put I as 2, it will be x2 plus 2 and so on. So therefore, I can say that my new mean will be summation of all these xi's, the new xi's divided by n, right? So this will be our new mean formula. Now what? Well, now we'll just expand this part and find the value. So when I expand the numerator, it's going to become somewhat like summation xi, right, from I is equal to 1 to n, plus it will become summation of I again from I is equal to 1 to n whole divided by n. Now, one thing is known to me, summation of xi divided by n. This part is known to me. What is this part? X bar, that's right. We have already seen that this is x bar. So this part can be written as equal to x bar. Plus, I'll have one more term, which is summation of I is equal to 1 till n I whole divided by n. How am I going to find this value, guys? Well, for this, again, we have to recall what is summation of I. Well, summation of I means 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n. And what is that? Sum of first and natural numbers. That's right. And I hope you remember the formula. What was it? Quickly, guys, recall. It was n plus 1 by 2. So when I substitute the value, it's going to become equal to x bar plus n plus 1 by 2 divided by n. And we can see that n is going to get cancelled out. That means my new mean is equal to x bar plus n plus 1 by 2. And if this is the answer, we can match with the options which they have given to us and clearly say that answer will be C. Have you understood, guys? Perfect. Well, moving on. In this question, they have said if the difference between mean and mode is 63, then what is the difference between mean and median? Okay, how can I find this? Well, you already know mean, you already know mode and median, right? So, what is the relation between mean, median and mode? Can you recall? Yes, there is a relation between these three quantities. Let's see if you can recall it or not. So, what have they given to us? The difference between mean and mode, and they have asked the difference between mean and median. So, guys, have you recalled the relation between mean, median and mode? Well, mode can be written as thrice of median minus twice of mean, right? How can I use this relation? Well, mean minus mode I have to create. I have to also create mean minus median. So what am I going to do is, I'm going to subtract mean from both the sides. So when I subtract that, it's going to become mode minus mean is equal to 3 times of median minus mean. Isn't it? Okay. Now, they have given the negative part of it. So let me multiply it by minus sign. So when I do that, it's going to become mean minus mode is equal to thrice of mean minus median. And guys, please remember all the formulas which are associated with this chapter. Again, I'm putting emphasis on this, right? Please do remember. If you don't remember right now, it's well and good. You can keep on revising. After some days, all the formulas will be perfectly remembered by you guys, and then you can use them further when you solve different questions based on this chapter. Okay, so mean minus mode is given to me as 63 is equal to 3 times of, I'm going to get mean minus median, and bingo, the answer is with us. What is the value now for mean minus median? Well, that will be 63 by 3, that is equal to 21. A really simple question. What you have to remember? The relation between mode, median, and mean. That's it. Clear? Understood? Perfect. And if we look at the options now, we can say answer is B. Well, let's see what they have said here. If a variable takes the values 0, 1, 2 till n with corresponding frequencies, okay, so here they have given the frequencies also as binomial coefficients. Okay, so that means this involves the concept of binomial theorem. Don't worry about it, it will get revised. We'll do this question together. So the binomial coefficients are NC0, NC1 till NCn. Then what is the mean of this distribution? So guys, if frequency is associated with the variable, do you remember what is the formula for mean? Well, I have some xi's with me. I have fi's also with me. Let's quickly see what can be the formula what will be the formula which can be used here. So I have xi's from 0 to n is what they have mentioned. Also, I have fi's which are the binomial coefficients that were NC0, NC1 till NCn, right? Okay, so now can you recall what was the formula for mean? If frequency and our variable xi is with us, well, it was x1 f1 plus x2 f2 plus x3 f3 till the last term. That further can be written as summation of fi xi divided by, in denominator we had summation of fi, right? So this is the formula we are going to use. Okay, so for this I have to find two things. First I have to find summation of fi, and then I have to find xi fi, and then its summation also. Clear? Okay, so first we are going to find fi xi. That means I'll just multiply these numbers. So when I multiply 0 into NC0, the value is 0. If I multiply 1 and NC1, what is NC1, guys? Well, that is n, right? So 1 into n, that is equal to n, and so on. Will keep on multiplying till the last term, that is n multiplied by NCn. And what is the value of NCn? Well, that is 1. So n into 1 is going to become n, right? Okay. So we have found fi xi also. Now comes the question, what is summation of fi? So guys, here comes the concept of binomial theorem. What is the summation of C0, C1, C2 till Cn? Can you just recall it and tell me? What was it? 2 raised to n. That's correct. So we had our summation of fi with us, which is equal to 2 raised to n. Okay, now I have to find summation of fi xi. How am I going to do this? Well, if I write this entire summation in form of a general term, it's going to become summation of fi xi can be written as summation of r multiplied by ncr. How have I written this? Well, my r is 0, so my fi is nc0. If my r is 1, my fi is nc1. If my r is 2, fi is nc2. If my r is n, fi is ncn. So that means it's multiplication of r multiplied by ncr. Is the general term clear? Okay. Continuing further, value will go from 0 to n. Now, when I put r as 0, r into ncr will be 0, right? So there's no need to write that term. So I can quickly say that summation now can be written from 1 to n. Is this much clear? Okay, now you tell me, how are we going to find the summation? anyhow eliminate this r. If I can eliminate this r, this actually can be converted into a known formula, which you might have learned. So, how should I eliminate this r? Well, for this, NCR can be broken as, can you recall what it can be broken as such that my r parts gets cancelled out? Well, it can be written as NCR is equal to N by R multiplied by N minus 1 CR minus 1, right? So when I substitute this here, it's going to become summation R multiplied by N by R multiplied by N minus 1 CR minus 1. Now this R got cancelled out. And since N is a constant, it can be taken out. So when I take it out, it's going to become N summation R is equal to 1 to N, N minus 1, CR minus 1. Right? Now, some of you can directly find this value and write down here. Some of you, if this is not clear to you, what you can do is always, guys, start putting values of R. When you start putting the values of R, you'll actually get the clearer picture. So when I put the value of R, let's say as 1, so the first term with me, which will come is N minus 1 C0. When I put my R as 2, it's going to become N minus 1 C1. When I put my R as 3, it will be N minus 1 C2 till the last term, which will be N minus 1 C N minus 1. And what is this value? I guess now you can recall this. It is actually equal to 2 raised to N minus 1. That's right. So I can say that my numerator part, summation of Fixi, came out as N multiplied by 2 raised to N minus 1. And now we are just going to substitute these two values in my formula for mean. So I can say that my x bar is N multiplied by 2 raised to N minus 1 divided by 2 raised to N, which finally will come out as N by 2. So this is the final answer for the mean. Have you understood? Sometimes binomial theorem questions also get involved, or binomial theorem concepts also get involved in statistics. That means we have to keep revising all the chapters, right? Perfect. Okay, so now if we look at the options, we can say that B will be the right answer. Clear? Perfect. Well, in this question, let's see what they have said. Positive integers from 1 to 45 are placed in 5 groups of 9 each. Okay. Then highest possible average of medians of these 5 groups is, we have to find the highest possible average of the medians. That means I have to find the highest possible median in all the 5 groups, isn't it? Okay. Now, first of all, let's recall what the median is. Suppose if I arrange the data in ascending order or in descending order, the middle term becomes the median, right? So I have a group in which 9 numbers are placed. So let's say the numbers are 1, 2, 5, 10, 13, 20, 25, 40, and let's say 41. So these are, for example, let's say my 9 numbers, right? So what is the middle term? Well, I have already arranged the numbers in ascending order. So my median will be the middle term here, that is 13, right? Okay. So what have they asked? That highest possible average of medians of all these 5 groups. That means I have to find the largest median first of all. And then I'll find the smaller values for it. Okay, this much is clear. Perfect. Now comes the question, how can I find the largest median? Well, let's think upon that. Can I have my median as 45, guys? Well, that is not possible because I need to place 4 numbers greater than 45, which I don't have. Can I have it as 44? Well, no, because now I have only 1 number to be placed. I need 3 more, which is again not possible. So that means I have to place a number over here such that I have 4 numbers greater than it. So what is the largest possible value? 41. That's correct. My largest possible median can be 41 because if I place 41, I can say that I have my four larger numbers from 42 to 45, isn't it? So 41 is the largest median, that is done for sure. What about the smaller numbers? Well, since any four numbers can be kept because my median is not going to change, let's start by putting the smallest values possible. So the smallest values possible are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is clear that 41 will be the largest median, guys. Understood? Perfect. So let's start by that and let's work further on it. So my first set would be somewhat like this. Now, when I talk about my next set, can I have again 40 as the median? Well, no, because now I don't have any four numbers which are greater than 40. I have already incorporated them in my first set. Okay, so what should I take? Well, I cannot take 40, that is for sure. Can I take 39? Again, no, because I only have 40 left with me. I cannot take 38 also. So what can I take, guys, after 41? What is the possible median? Such that I have four numbers greater than that. Well, you can now, I guess you must have got the answer. My possible median for the next set will be 36. That's correct, because I have four numbers greater than 36, isn't it? The numbers are 37, 38, 39, and 40. And since I have to keep four numbers less than 36, let's start putting in ascending order. After 4, I'm going to have 5, 6, 7, and 8 because the numbers actually doesn't matter. So we'll start with the smallest possible options with us. Clear? So this will be the next set, and I can say that the next median value smaller than 41 will be 36. Clear? So what pattern are we observing? That initially I had 41, then I decreased 5, reached to 36. Further, what am I going to do? Again, we'll follow the same thing. The next median should be 31. That is the highest possible value with us, right? So when I have 31, I'll have four numbers greater than that. And smaller numbers can be written in the ascending order, which we were following. After 8, it's 9 till 12. Okay, again, after 31, 5 less is going to give me 26 as the next possible value. And we'll have the set like this. Similarly, one more is left after 26. Again, when I decrease it by 5, my next possibility will be 21. So this is the possibility where I'm going to get the largest average of the medians, right? Okay. Now we'll just find the highest possible average. So I can say that now average is basically sum of all these numbers divided by 5. So it's going to become 41 plus 36 plus 31 plus 26 plus 21 whole divided by 5. I guess now you can solve, right? What this value is coming out as? Well, it's coming out as 155 divided by 5, and this is equal to 31 only. So that means 31 will be the highest possible average of all the medians. Have you understood? A really simple question, right? A bit tricky one also, but yeah, you have to write one or two sets such that we observe the pattern. So then we'll find all the medians, keep on decreasing the median by 5, sum of them, and divide by 5 to get the highest possible average. So the answer with us is 31, and if we look at the options, we can say A is the right choice. Is it clear? Have you understood, guys? Perfect. Well, in this question, what they have said, in a class of 5 students, average weight of 4 lightest students is 40 and average weight of 4 heaviest students is 45. Then what is the difference between maximum and minimum possible average weight of these 5 students? Okay, how am I going to do this? Well, if I have to find the minimum and maximum possible average weight, I have to find the minimum value possible of the weights of all those 5 students and the maximum possible value of the weight of all these 5 students, isn't it? So let's assume some things here. I'm taking the students' weight in ascending order, starting from A till E. A is the lightest one, E is the heaviest one. So they have given us two informations here. First, the average of lightest students, four lightest students, that means A, B, C and D, their average is given to me as 40, right? So that means I can say that A plus B plus C plus D by 4 is 40, and from here the sum of A plus B plus C plus D will come out as 160. Let me take this as my first equation. Clear? Okay. Further, they have also said that average weight of four heaviest ones, that is B, C, D and E, is given to me as 45. So from here again, B plus C plus D plus E will be 4 into 45, that is 180. Let me take this as my second equation. And what we have to find? Well, we have to find the difference between the maximum and minimum possible average weight. Now, to get maximum and minimum possible average weight, first let's start with the minimum possible average weight. Now, for this, if we look at first and second equation, I'll try to find a relation between two parameters over here, by which we'll further relate the entire question. So, B, C, D are same in both, right? So, when I subtract these two, will definitely get cancelled out. So, I'm going to get A minus E is equal to minus 20. Or I can say that E is equal to 20 plus A. This, let us say, is my third relation. Clear? Okay. Now, guys, listen very carefully. When you need to find the minimum possible average, that means your weights should be on the minimum side, isn't it? So, to bring the weights to the minimum side, I'll start with E because he's the heaviest one. If I reduce his weight to the minimum possibility, the entire A, B, C and D weight will also come on the minimum side, isn't it? So, if my E is 20 plus A and if my average of B, C, D and E is 45, can you just make a guess and tell me what is the minimum value of E possible? Well, that is equal to 45. Why? Because if I take my E value less than 45, my B, C and D will also become less than 45. And if all the weights are less than 45, that means my average cannot come equal to 45. So my minimum value of E has to be 45, isn't it? This much is clear? Perfect. So if my E is 45, I can say from here that B plus C plus D is equal to 135, isn't it? And if B, C, D are 135 and obviously their values has to be either 45 or less than 45. So there is only one case possible that B, C and D also should be equal to 45. Because again, if they are less than 45, some can never be equal to 135, right? So that means for the minimum scenario, E, B, C, D, all four should be equal to 45. And by my third equation, if my E is 45, can you tell me what is the value of A? Well, that will be 45 minus 20. That means A is coming out as 25. So this is the minimum possible scenario with us. And now I can just find the minimum average value. So I can say that my minimum average will be equal to, well, we can just add these numbers and divide by 5, right? Okay, so when I add this, it's going to become 25 plus B plus C plus D plus E. Well, that can be written as 4 multiplied by 45 whole divided by 5. 5, right? And then we'll just cancel the common factors. So it's going to become 5 plus 4 multiplied by 9, which is coming out as 41. That means my minimum average is 41. Is this much clear? Perfect. So we have got the minimum average value as 41 and these are the three equations with us. Now we have to concentrate about finding the maximum possible average. So again, we'll think on the same line. If I have to get the maximum possible average, that means all the weights should be on the maximum side, right? And for that, I will start with A. Because if I make A as the maximum, B, C, D, E will also push towards their maximum value, right? So from these relations, we can say that A maximum value can be equal to 40. How? Because if suppose A maximum value is not 40, let's say it's greater than 40, That means B, C, D, all three numbers eventually will become greater than 40. And if this is the scenario, can their average come out as 160, guys? No, that is not possible. So my A maximum value has to be 40. It cannot go beyond this. Clear? Okay. So if my A max is 40, can you tell me what about B, C, and D, guys? Well, again, coming to the same picture, if my A max is 40, I can say that B plus C plus D will come out as 120. And the only possibility here is B is equal to C is equal to D, that is 40. All these numbers have to be equal, right? And if A is 40, I can also say that by my third equation, my E value will come out as 40 plus 20, that is 60. And now I have all the weights to their maximum. I can quickly find the maximum average value, right? So guys, what are you waiting for? Find the maximum average, find the answer, and let's see who gets it first. So my maximum average will come out as 40 multiplied by 4 plus 60 divided by 5, which is going to become 8 into 4 plus 12. Further, I can say that this will be 32 plus 12. That is equal to 44. So now I have my maximum average, I have my minimum average, and what is the difference between these two? Well, the difference between these two is 3, which will become the final answer for this question. Have you understood the concept which we have used here? Perfect. So the options which will match with our answer will be B.